Namaste. Jagdish once again here. As part of our conversation on learning for transformation, this is the second in series. As you remember, I had introduced in the introduction itself, we are going to look at not the commonsensical notions of learning and education and human development, but we are going to look at it classically. Classically is going to explore the very complexity of which things are made, like understand the economy. Somebody who is also quite experienced in understanding the economics of a nation will find it very difficult as to why certain times interest rates go down and certain times interest rates go high. Why does the currency of a particular country go low? Why does inflation happen the way it happens, etc., etc., etc. Such complexity exists even in the learning process also. In a group of children, 30 to 40, in modern Indian schools, as they are sitting in front of you, they are all exposed to the same amount of data from the teacher, the same kind of classroom, the same kind of textbooks, standardized methods of testing, the same teacher, the same amount of learning quanta, everything is the same, but still the difference is huge. In order to make the difference, this huge difference, we can't go with a commonsensical notion that this child is intelligent and this child may not be intelligent. We need to explore that with certainly a more classical viewpoint. So we'll understand that here in the first chapter. This first chapter, after the introduction, will look at what is the meaning of education as a futuristic trait. Education, as you know, is a futuristic trait. Why do we invest? When I say we, it also can mean in generic the businessmen. Why do businessmen invest in commodities that are futuristic in nature? They invest in a particular commodity because it is estimated that in the near or far future, that particular commodity will yield enormous benefits in monetary value to the businessman who is dealing with that commodity. In a way, education is a futuristic trait. The end user is undergoing education, will continue to be educated for 10 years or 12 years or 15 years in the formal educational processes because the undercurrent belief is that the investment that's happening right now will be of immense value in the future. And that's a belief how the customer here is the parent and the end user is the child. The customer is making a choice of education in your school with you as a teacher, you as a school management, because the customer believes that this investment will have immense value for the future of the child. So it makes important here at this juncture to start looking at this education with a commonsensical analogy. We are not going to deal with commonsensical notions of education, but common sense is not something that we are going to discard. It's not wasteful. It is necessary for us to understand. So let's take some commonsensical notion. Suppose or imagine a situation where your employer says, boss, let me take my own name, Jagdish. I will not be able to pay you salary this time. Instead, I will pay you 5 tons of banana. Same value of banana, you will not lose. I am going to give you banana. Suppose I am in such a situation, do you think I will be ever taking banana as a compensation for my salary? I don't have time to explore here because it's a one-way video. Look at this. Banana doesn't add the same value to me as the currency that I may get in the money exchange that I may get. Not only that, banana may be of equal value, but it may not be used for my transactions. In fact, it may become a burden. I will have to transport the banana to my home. I will have to ensure that the banana is going to be preserved for some time, but there is no guarantee. If it gets rotten, I will have the headache of actually disposing them off. So rather than that being an asset of real exchange value to me, it will become a burden to me. Similarly, when you are giving education to children, when you are causing learning for your children, I want you to examine that. What exchange value will your learning have? If your education is completely filled with facts, techniques, procedures and sequences, start looking at it again. Will it have the same value as a currency will have to me? Or will it have the same value as a banana that is given instead of as a compensation for the money? Start looking at it. In what way do you want your education to be useful for your child in terms of the child's social success, in terms of the child's personal excellence, in terms of the child's ability to deal with challenges and the thinking skills that will relate all these things? Start exploring in whichever subject you are teaching, whichever is the context in which your school is located, and the kind of pressures that you see around, both locally and globally. Start exploring it. We'll meet again for our third conversation. Thank you so much.